All right, very good. We are live on both platforms. And class will begin in 1 minute's time. So, welcome. And yes, we are doing Hatha Yoga with a little bit of flow today. So, nice grounding practice. Not too little, not too much. And ultimately, you'll do whatever it is you need. So if you like to work really hard, just go as deep as you can with every pose and maybe add in a couple extra little back bends or things, a couple push-ups here and there. And if you're newer to practice and you don't want to be too sore and you don't want to feel like you're overwhelmed easily, then take rest anytime or just do things really lightly. I'll give some different options. And if you're concerned about being newer to practice and not overdoing it, then just always go with the easier options and just enjoy that. It's good to build up your ability really gradually and not feel like you need to rush into getting better, quote unquote, getting better. Sometimes we get really good in our bodies and then our minds get worse. And we do all these achievement-oriented poses and it's still not enough. So let's not worry about the idea of getting better. Let's just work on maintaining the body, maintaining our health, maintaining the breath, and enjoying the moment. So very good. Let's go ahead and work on our first asana, which is standing pose. Have the feet parallel, lengthen and open the toes. Work on tucking the tailbone just a bit, drawing in the abdomen just a little. Feeling broad across the chest. Your shoulders are back a little bit, and your arms hang down, and lengthening up through the spine, lengthening through the back of the neck. Deep breath. And take several more deep breaths. Just enjoy the simple things of standing tall and breathing deep. Continue, very deep breath. And let's take just a couple more rounds. Breathe with more volume each round until you get to that point where you're breathing your full capacity of breath. And then we'll go ahead and lift the arms just a little bit. Twist side to side. And when you're ready, come back to center and relax the arms. Roll out the shoulders. Both directions. And Roll out the wrists. We'll do about 3 or 4 rounds each way. Next is the hips. And we'll do both directions. And feet together. And the knees. Rolling the knees. Both directions. And when you're done with both directions, let's go ahead and stand on up. Bring the arms up. Weave the fingers together. Push up through the palms. Sink the shoulders a little bit low. Tuck your tailbone. And then bend and extend the arms. And switch the leading hand. And re-extend. Now go side to side. Nice and smooth. Side to side. Keeping the core in a little bit. When you're ready, come back to center and relax the arms. And we're going to do a nice pat down for the body. So go ahead and pat down one arm. Work down the middle, but also do the outer and inner arm. Rub the wrist. Rub the elbow. Rub the shoulder. And pat down the other arm. And don't forget the inner and outer part before adding the wrist rubbing. Elbow rubbing. And the shoulder rubbing. And patting down the torso. Skip any area you want to, but if you're able to, work from the top down, then down the legs, hips and legs, and the feet, the heels, the Achilles, the inner legs. Might need to bend your knees if your back's sore. Your outer legs. Backs of the legs and the glutes, lower back. To get to the mid back, you need to use a little momentum usually. And then the shoulder, tip of the shoulder, shoulder blade. Other side. All rub the hands together. Maybe hands extended out a little bit. Hands down. Back to the middle. Rub a little faster. Get the hands really warm. And shake out the hands a little bit. Very good. Let's do a couple of half sun salutes. If you have a hard time touching your toes, feel free to bend the knees as much as you need. Inhale, lift the arms. And exhale, fold down. Try and come into a flat back. You might need to bend the knees for that. But do have a flat back when you stand up, and take upward salute. And fold down. Flat back, lift, upward salute, and fold down. Flat back, lift. Let's do 2 more. Wider feet and bending the knees is helpful if your hamstrings are still gaining their flexibility. Breathe and move smoothly. And arms lift. And hands down. Walk the feet back. Downward dog. Lift the hips high and press into the hands. And relax down the back of the neck. Child's pose. Deep breath. Feel your back and your ribs stretch a little bit more with the inhale, and relax with the exhale. And let's come back to hands and knees. Extend the right leg and just lift as high as the hip, and then rotate the ankle. Do both directions, nice and smooth. Switch to the other leg and rotate the ankle. Do both directions. And come back to the right leg. Lift the right leg, now just hold. Extend the left arm. Breathe. And go ahead and switch the sides. Switching the sides, extend the left leg, lifting. Lift the right arm. Have a steady gaze. Hands on the ground. Come back to downward dog. And give the legs a little walk. And press continuously into the hands. And when you're done with both sides, press through both legs. And lift the hips high. Students with tighter leg muscles can bend the knees and have the heels up. And when it works for you, eventually you lengthen more through the legs, lift out of the shoulders, and reach down through the heels. But do lift the hips high regardless of which variation you're taking. And go ahead and put the knees on the ground. And now let's go ahead and turn and walk or hop the feet apart. Lengthen through the spine. Have a flat back, open chest. Maybe prop up on the fingertips if you need. Deep breath. Draw into the core. Option to hold the legs or the hips. Let's stand up with a flat back. And then open up the arms and open the right foot. And keep the core integrated. Turn the back foot a little bit. Keep the rib cage long. Take triangle pose. I'm not pushing on my knee. You can even hold above it if your leg muscles are stiff. Bending the knee is good if you have a very tight hamstring. Students who know alignment and have been practicing for a while can hold low, but holding too low is the main mistake people make in this pose. So hold any position on the leg except for the knee. Hold as low as you can while still breathing and keeping your chest open. If your hips are going backwards and your chest is leaning forward and collapsing, then it's not the best thing. You can check, if you have wall space, you could have your hip and your shoulder blade on the wall. If you can do that, that means you're in great form. Otherwise, adapt, adjust, and when in doubt, just breathe. Let's draw into the core and come on up. Adjust, turn the back foot in and open the left foot. Spread the toes. Take triangle, any level that works for you. And eventually you might be able to go lower. When I use the term eventually, it's not like after 2 breaths. It could mean that, but it could also mean after 2 years of practice. I was doing triangle kind of like this or even higher for about 5 years before I started to graduate to reaching down. I developed excellent form, even though I wasn't highly flexible. So I really encourage excellent form. And part of that is commitment to breathing. And come on up and adjust and bring the feet a little closer. Open the toes. And we're going to bend the knees several times. So bend until the knees are above the heels or ankles, not beyond that. Come on up. Repeat. You can use the hands to help the knees open. Want the groin to widen. So you're building strength in the lower body, also flexibility. And the next time we'll bend, we're going to hold. Use the hands to open the knees, or if the knees can stay open and you can lift the arms, go ahead and take that. And sit nice and low. You want to have the hands making the OK sign here. In yoga, it's called the mudra. It's important to do that when you practice so that other people know that you're spiritual. Right? Always good to collect that spiritual currency in your yoga practice. My best audience member. Okay. Deep breath, couple more rounds, maybe sit lower. And then come on up and relax the arms. Slowly bring the feet together. And we'll shift back to the top of the mat. Still parallel feet. You can do a light chair here, or if you want to go medium or very deep, take the level of Utkatasana that works for you. Put weight in the heels and draw into the abdomen. Hands to ground. Walk back. Downward dog. Hips high. Deep breath. And knees down. Let's go ahead and lower all the way down. Reach back through the feet. And then inhale, lift. Easy Cobra. And exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Easy Cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Easy Cobra, then lift and extend the arms back. Feet stay down though. Shoulders roll back, chest opens. And exhale, release. Inhale, basic locust. Elbows close to sides, legs and chest lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, Cobra. Shoulders open back, elbows stay bent. Exhale, lower. Next is the Sphinx. Lift and open the chest. Press through the arms. Shoulders back. Deep breath. If you like, you can lengthen the arms. Only do that if it feels really good though. And we'll come on down. Place the hands alongside the chest. Use the core and lift and take hands and knees. Then tuck under the toes and take a plank. Shoulders above the wrists, the legs very long, the abdomen lifting, shoulder blades parting. Strong pressure in the hands. Neutral neck. Deep breath. Dog stretch. Head down, hips high. Child's pose. Deep breath. Next, we'll come on up to sitting or kneeling and take a big step up with the right foot. And then lengthen the back leg and take a nice twist. Feel free to hold your lower back. Otherwise, have the top arm extended and the shoulders relaxed. The neck long. Look up if you can. Look forward or down if necessary. Breathe. And let's come on down. Spin to the side. Take Prasarita and bend the left leg once. Come back to center, bend the right leg. Come back to center, draw into the core. Stand up. And open the right foot. Turn the back foot up. Take the left arm behind the back. Take triangle with the shoulder stretch, chest opening variation. And then bend the knee above the ankle and rest the forearm weightlessly on the thigh. To test the weightlessness of that, which means you're using the core, we'll bring the hands to heart. Again, feeling very spiritual. And then extending the arms with the hands slightly wider than the shoulders. And then come back and come back. Gradually spin down. Sustain runner's lunge with your fingertips, your hands on your thigh, or lifting more. And the final option is to have the arms extended, squaring the hips, relaxing the shoulders, but lifting and opening the chest. Deep breath into that heart space and sustain. Hands down. And let's go ahead and glide back to downward facing dog. Slowly lift the right leg. Keep lifting the leg though until you have a very deep stretch and you're building great strength in the posterior core. And switch sides without rushing. One foot comes down, the other leg lifts. And then we'll all take normal dog to child. And after you've taken rest, go ahead and sit on up and take a big step up with the left foot. Very long step, so you have your knee right above your ankle. And work on lifting the chest. Lengthen the back leg. Lift the chest a little bit more. Right arm down, left arm up. Exhale, unwind, spin to the side, bend the right knee once, and then the left. Come back to center, stand on up, open the left foot, take the right arm behind the back. Triangle pose, the chest opening, shoulder stretching. And lightly bending the knee above the ankle, rest the elbow on the thigh. Bring the hands to heart. And extend the arms, shoulder width or wider. And come back to hands to heart. And come back to that first phase. Next, we'll take a spin down. Take a basic runner's lunge. And then gradually lift. And then, if you'd like, lift a little more. And exalt the sky. Hands down. Downward dog. Left side. Gradually lift, but lift as high as you can. Right side. Gradually lift, but lift as high as you can. When you're done with both sides, let's take child, but with the knees very wide to stretch out the hips a little more. And just relax. When you're ready, let's come back to the hands and knees. Turn to the side. And again, walk or jump feet apart. Left hand under the right chest, right arm up. Hold the low back if you need, otherwise extend the arm for strength and flexibility. Come on down. Right hand under the left side of the chest, left arm up. Come on down. Draw into the core. And stand up. Open up the right foot. Turn the back foot in. Warrior two. Just the width of the stance, wider for more challenge or shorter together if you're newer to the pose or just want a lighter day of practice. Keep the right knee open, the back leg strong. The core is integrated, the arms are lifted, but not tense. Not tense in the shoulders or trapezius. Just very long and steady with the breath and steady with the eye gaze. Let's go ahead and relax the arms and legs. Turn the back foot in a little bit. Opening up that left foot. Toes spread. Warrior two on the second side. Strong but calm pose with the breath. And when you feel nice and complete, relax the arms and legs. Centering the feet, let's go ahead and heel toe in just a tap. And open the toes and bend the knees and take second round of baby asana, sitting as low as you care for, and option to lift the arms. And come on up and relax the arms and legs. Let's slowly stand closer together and adjust, if we have the space, the wall, something to hold on to, some stable object to hold on to, stretching the right thigh and hugging the knees together. Now, I myself, and I'm sure many of you are able to do this without holding the wall, but by holding the wall, you have less balance to focus on, and therefore you can stretch a little more, breathe a little more, relax a little more. So focus on that. Go deeper in the subtler ways by doing the pose in a simpler way. Keep tucking your glutes a bit, hug the knees in, feel that very deep isolated quadricep stretch. We've worked the thighs significantly, so it's nice to give them release. Switch the sides. Drawing your core, align. If your knees are not perfectly aligned, it's okay, but it's better if you work on that form. So when you're newer to practicing, you're not going to master form. Just try and do it in a safe way. But as you keep practicing, try and keep refining your form. You don't go from bad to great. You improve little bits at a time. Each practice, you have an opportunity to make little gains, little refinements. And of course, so long as you're with the breath, it's likely all good. And we'll release the leg. And the next pose we're going to do is the squat. So take the squat, have a wide foot position. And if your knees really hurt, avoid the squat or squat on some pillows, blocks if you have them. Putting a blanket under the heels is good if the Achilles feels too tight. Sitting down, doing a seated hip opener works great too. But from the squat, you have the option to stay here, otherwise adding the crow. And some people can't squat, but they could lower it to a crow from like kind of a half perch. So you can do crow without squatting. You could squat without doing crow. You can do seated hip work or maybe some reclined core work if you'd like. We're going to take the crow, either staying on the ground with the feet or on the tiptoes, and eventually feet together. Squeezing the core, rounding the back, breathing. And come on down. Let's try doing reclined crow. This is a good strengthening exercise, even if you're strong enough to do the crow. And it's definitely helpful if you feel like you're not quite ready for the crow. A big part of the crow is that you might feel scared, and that can make your muscles feel weak, right? So there's nothing to be afraid of here. You try the crow laying down. It's a lot less on the wrists and shoulders, but it's very heavy in the abs. You really squeeze in, get the knees close to the mid-arms or armpits. Keep the hands flexed so you have that body skeletal muscle memory of the position. And then we relax. Hold the backs of the legs. Rock on up. Draw your hips back. Hips back. And knees lift. Knees high, chest high. Sustain this, or extend the arms. And the final option is to lengthen the legs with the ankles pointing. Lift the chest and breathe. And then we'll switch back to hands and knees. Press the ribs side to side. And just loosen up the torso a bit after that core work. When you're done with the sides, let's lower all the way down. Take the left arm under the head. Stretch the right thigh. Have the heel a little wider than the glute. And take deep, deep breath. Let's switch sides. And release. And next we'll take a Cobra. So arrange the hands, maybe shoulder level or higher, wherever it feels good for you. Lift gradually just to your comfortable level, and we're going to hold a little bit here. So breathe. Try and feel open in the chest and shoulders. The hands can turn out. That helps me. Elbows slightly bent. Reach back to the legs and the sacrum. And come on down. Next is the Sphinx stretch. We've done this already, but doing poses repeatedly really helps the body to adapt and improve. So we're getting a little bit looser, going a little deeper perhaps. And of course, breathing. Always breathe. And if you like, lengthen the arms. Shoulders loop back. Breathe. Come on down. And place the hands alongside the chest. And use the core. Let's take downward dog. And child's pose. And come on up to sitting or kneeling. If you can't sit comfortably kneeling on the heels or sitting on the heels, sit any way that you do feel good. If you have a flat back, especially your lower back. And take a twist to the right. Deep breath. Opening the chest and shoulders. Turn the head if it feels good, but don't worry about twisting the neck. If the neck is sore, make sure you go deep in a way that feels right for you. Not too much, not too little. Right effort. Other side. When you feel nice and even, come on back to center. And adjust. Legs come out from under. Forward bend. You're welcome just to hold the legs, bend the knees if you need extra help. Holding the feet works great too. Keep the back fairly lengthened. Maintain a lift of the chest, but do lower the head. Keep reaching forward through the chest. And go ahead and release the forward bend. Let's open the legs slightly and roll the right thigh. Keep sitting up nice and tall. Other leg, rolling it out. And now our hips are nice and loosened up. And we can sit cross-legged. Hips back. Chest lifts. Arms relax. Shoulders back. Lengthen the back of the neck. Let's close the eyes and take just 5 deep breaths. Let's go ahead and come on back to center. Switch which leg is in front. Stretch your right ear to your right shoulder. And then the left ear to the left shoulder. Come back to center. Let's close the eyes again and just take a little bit of quiet time. When ready, come back to center. And let's set up to release onto the back. Take knees to chest. And then widen the knees. And either hold a wide knees to chest or cradle. Lengthen the back of the neck. Have the shoulders down, the neck long, and breathe very deep. And feet to ground. Now make the feet wide and bend the knees in. And arrange the arms any way that feels really good for you. And bring the feet closer together. And now feet together, knees open. Butterfly pose. And if you feel a pinch in your low back, try a pillow or a folded towel under your feet. That should help a lot. Let's just take a minute or two here, closing the eyes, breathing, and letting go. And knees lift. Exhale, knees to chest. And open the arms. Take the legs to the left. Have the left hand on the right thigh and the right shoulder blade on the ground. Other side. And when you feel nice and complete, let's take Shavasana. Relaxing, making yourself very comfortable, and just taking time to breathe softly and let go. Let's deepen the breath. Gradually come back when you're ready to a closing seat. And we're going to conclude with a clearing breath and then a round of Om. So sit tall, breathe deep, inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. And breathe in for Om. Namaste. Thank you all very much. This has been wonderful. I've been doing Thursday morning Hatha Yoga and Saturday Vinyasa. This Saturday, no morning class, but an evening class that benefits the diversity-based cycling team in Los Angeles called Legion of Los Angeles. The proceeds go 100% to that team, which is working on an elite pro amateur team, a junior team, a women's team, and they also contribute to the Ahadi Foundation that gets inner city kids of all types on bicycles and encourages a racing program through that as well. So Saturday, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can check out the live stream on Facebook and YouTube Live. You can donate any amount. I recommend it is between $10 and $50, less, more, anything that works for you. Share the event if you don't have money, but you want to support the cause. It's going to be saved as well. So if you can't make the live stream, but you want to do the class, it's a leg stretch and low back toning class. So yoga ideal for cyclists and all types of people who like those topics. And you can watch it later if you can't make the live stream, but I'd love to have you there live. Saturday, 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. And I'll keep more live classes and then short form pre-recorded classes going week to week. And I'm looking forward to that very much. So thank you for chiming in. Classes are for donations. So if you enjoyed today's class and you can give a donation, go ahead and do that. The link is down below for that. And otherwise, if you're not doing terribly well financially, don't worry about the donations. Just keep practicing and enjoy. All right. I will say goodbye to YouTube first.